What's up? Welcome to the Vision of Love show. My name is Michael Comet Alpough, and I am a health consultant, comedian, you you name it, life guy. I always say I got 5 PhDs in life, and sometimes you got to use it every day on how to work it, baby, how to work it, and that's what we're doing here today. Uh, we're doing our best to work it. Happy Friday, everybody! We made it. We made it. Congratulations, we made it. If you haven't gotten a chance, please go down, check out my first routine, President Mickey Bull Bull. I did it last night. Had a little stream issue, but that's another side of me. I used to do stand up. Excuse me, just a second here. Let me make sure that's there. We go. A little bit up, a little bit. And all that here. Just let me make sure I got that. All right. I'm in Sedona. Hold on here. Got to get a new chair. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Fun, 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 fun. So, yes, today we're going to be talking about resetting the body. Okay. And so what does that mean? Well, there's different ways for what it means. So if you thought about dry fasting or water fasting, we're going to go over some of that stuff today. And but it's not hard, but it is, because anything that's worth doing is usually hard. If they tell you it's easy, usually it's not. And I'm going to be straightforward with you about that. How do you like I'm in Sedona. See my little rocks up here, back there, right there. You ever been to Sedona? You got to make a trip up there. Okay. So that's what we're honoring, Sedona. So how's your day going? Are you at work? You sitting back at the house? I hope that you're having a good time. I want you to come in. If not, you can always check this out later. I'm coming out with my Facebook page and on YouTube. Today we're blasting on YouTube, Twitch, and my Facebook pages here. So we are streaming on StreamYard here, and if you haven't heard of StreamYard, go to StreamYard.com. You can get your account. You can blast out for free. And, there's all different kinds of the professional ones and stuff like that. But again, you can start immediately broadcasting out here. Hold on just a second. Okay. Hold on. Oh, gosh. All right. Let's start here. Dry fasting or water fasting? Which is best? Well, there's all different ways of figuring out how to fast. And so what we want to do is just show you things about fasting. Now, I'm going to start fasting on Monday, and I'm going to do a dry fast. And we're going to go from there. So hold on with me. I got to make a technical adjustment. Let's see. There. Much better. Let me get my headset back in here. Hey, I'm producing the show, ladies and gentlemen. I'm doing everything, all the editing, all at once here. There's a learning curve, and so we just go ahead and do it the best that we can. So let's get into the show here about dry fasting or water fasting, and also whether or not which one is for you. Okay. There are long-term fasting and short-term fasting. Both of them are good, okay? But what you have is what's the decision on which one to do, okay? So what's a short-term fast? Well, a short-term fast can be something as short as 10 or 16 hours, dry fasting or water fasting. I'm going to go into detail on both of them. And so when you're talking about dry fasting, okay, so dry fasting is you don't put anything into the body. That includes water. Okay, it's a complete dry fast where you don't drink water. Okay, now there is a leeway during the, if you can actually do 32 ounces, 1 liter, okay, that you can drink in the evening. And so, but then there's also, you don't, okay? So now let's do a little bit about dry fasting here. Tracy, I see you there. Okay. So dry fasting, which you might have heard people who don't eat food, breatharians, okay? How I found out about it, dry fasting as opposed to water fasting, which I water fasted up to 28 days one time. I've done 14 days and this kind of stuff. Breatharians, I started studying breatharians. I study breatharianism. I study everything I can get my hands on when it comes to health. And so one of the things that intrigued me was breatharians who make the claim that they don't eat any food whatsoever and that they absorb the prana from the atmosphere. And there's a number of famous ones out there. So you want to do a study on it. And so for me, I really did study it. A friend of mine went and did a actual 2 week, 1 week, whatever it was, to become one. And so in order to start, there's different ways you can. Now, some say 3.5 days and your body will turn off, that you have to go 3.5 days. And then the hardliners is 7 days. So you have to start and you go 7 days without any food or water. Okay. Now, just to give you my own background, all right, I've done the 3.5 day. Okay, I did the 3.5 day with absolutely no problem. Okay, it's more mental. All right. So what you're looking to do in either one of these is you're looking to turn the metabolic change. It's a switch that comes within the body, within the cells. Okay. So the metabolic switch is that you go from absorbing your nutrition from outside, meaning that you ingest food, as opposed to the inner. Now, the inside of your body is what you're going to get your nutrients from, and it is from the fat in the body. Okay. Now, it's this whole thing with dry fasting is it's faster. Okay. It's faster than water fasting. So if you're looking to lose weight, the ability to lose weight faster, as opposed to slower with the water. Okay. Now, this turns the switch on, and then the body starts burning its own fat. And so the cells, they empty out the waste. It's a cleaning out. All the cells start to release the waste of their cells. Okay. And that goes out into the body, and the body literally absorbs the waste. So where you have waste in your body, that's the first place it goes, because fat cells have a lot of water, and fat is nutrition. And the body's telling it, I got to store this fat for the future. Now, we talked about obesity and all the different traits that come with it. If you want to switch, you want to turn that metabolic switch on, dry fasting. And within 10 to 16 hours, you can go right into ketosis. That's what they call it, ketosis. Some it takes longer. Okay. If you have a slow metabolism, it could take longer. All right. Now, within 24 hours, you will more than likely automatically already be in ketosis. So now I know I'm going to talk about dry fasting because it's the hardest. All right. We're starting on Monday. I'm going to see if I can bring my partner in here. Tracy, you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, put the microphone just a little bit closer to you, honey.
Sure.
There you go. Give me a test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2.
Okay, a little bit louder, but for you talking, you. Right?
Yeah, I know me. I have to talk loud.
Yeah. So, Tracy and I have both done fasting. I'm the animal of us. I did 5.5 days. Is what my max was. I did 5.5 days without water or anything. And, it is mental. And so, Tracy, for our audience, just tell a little bit about your experience. We're getting ready to start one on Monday, and maybe what are some of the things that you go through and what your preparation is when you do your dry fast?
Well, as I prepare for dry fast, I drink more water. Just so I can flush out my system a little bit better, and hydrate. I want to hydrate before I go.
So do you do this? How many days do you prepare? Does it take you, how many days do you think?
It takes me about a day or two to get where I want, to where I feel like my body's ready to do a dry fast.
Right.
It is hard because your mind, it is a mental thing, because you're always wanting to reach for something to drink or reach for something to eat. So if you're just sitting, then it's harder because you're wanting to grab that cup of coffee, you're wanting to grab that water, you're wanting to grab whatever's there while you're sitting. For me, when I did my dry fast the first time, I found that was the hard part, was the reaching for. But I didn't need it. I mean, it wasn't a requirement that I drink or eat anything. I wasn't uncomfortable. It was just a reflex. Your body is conditioned to want that on a daily basis or an hourly basis or whatever it
Or
is.
minute by minute.
Minute by minute, yeah.
Yeah.
Minute by minute, it wants that.
Yeah.
It's not a hardship. I didn't find it a hardship to do it. Of course, I didn't do 3.5 days like you did. I did a day and a half.
Right.
Because I felt my body had enough and it had reset to where I wanted it to reset to. That I didn't require. And then when I came off, I didn't want to drink or eat that much. I wanted to just, sip at stuff. I didn't want to go into overload. I wasn't craving it. I wasn't craving the coffee. I wasn't craving sugar. I wasn't craving food. So it was really, I felt really nice and light and, balanced, as I wanted to say. Sometimes you feel like you're overly full or your body feels like it's swollen, bloated. That's what I'm looking for. I didn't feel all those coming off of the dry fast. I felt.
But did you lose bloating? Did you feel bloated beforehand, and you lost? And so the bloating.
Yeah, the bloating. You feel like your body's wanting to explode a little bit. But when you're on the dry fast and not having those reactions, your body like resets. So it makes you feel lighter. You're getting all the excess water out of your system. You're not dehydrating, but you're getting the excess inflammation and the what's the word I'm looking for? Well, the inflammation and the bloating, all of those things go hand in hand. It's like cleaning out your gut. I mean, you really feel like you're light. You've had a really good bowel movement. It's just, you just feel really good afterwards. And
so you felt good when you came off of it?
Oh, yeah. I really felt really good when I came off.
Right.
I even didn't feel that bad while I was on it. Like I said, it was just fighting the mental reflexes, wanting to do this. It's not something you needed. It's just something your body says, okay, I just want to reach out and touch it.
But there's, we know me. For me, I've done it enough times that, literally I could stuff myself at midnight, by midnight, drink and everything, and then start in the morning to cutting down my food for 3 days and then drinking water. It is more mental. When I will say this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in 2 parts. Okay, so I want to talk about all dry fasting here, and then in my evening show, I will go into more of a water fasting, which I think is more suitable for people who are first starting out. So if you've never fasted, then I would not suggest you start dry fasting, although I would never stop anybody from doing it because it is the shortcut to losing weight faster. Okay, so here you have an example of Tracy, who went a day and a half, and that's a huge accomplishment, ladies and gentlemen, because if you can go a day and a half, you see the whole thing about this thing being mental, and it really is mental.
Yeah, it's mental. Right?
Because all of us have been raised since we saw Robinson Crusoe on an island all by himself, and the whole thing was, the first statement is, you can go without food for 40 days, but you can't go without water because in 3 days you're dead.
Yeah, that's
your
true.
Kidneys explode, your lungs explode, you start screaming, your eyes pop out. So you grow up with that, and so for me, I'm going to say what my biggest thing was the whole time when I first started doing my dry fasting was getting through the mental part that in 3 days I'm going to be dead.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, the struggle was mental, really, 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 really. All I was thinking about was Robinson Crusoe on the desert island and they're telling us 3 days you're dead. And I want to say this, ladies and gentlemen, in 3 days I was not dead.
Nope.
Okay. Matter of fact, all of a sudden I was feeling so much more lighter. When on the 3.5 day, which was on what was it, Thursday at noon or whatever it was, Thursday at noon. So I started Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the next day I stopped at 12. Okay. Now let me just say that, I prepared about a day. I don't remember my preparation so much because I've done fasting. So, for me, I probably didn't eat too much, or I might have filled myself up, which is one thing that's just really important is if you're going to fast, you want to eat less food.
Yeah.
Because what will happen is when you start fasting, it's going to take a day or so just to absorb that big meal you might have ate beforehand. Okay, before you start fasting. All right. It's okay to drink water. You really, really want to be very hydrated before you start. Okay. Now, I've told about all the hard things, but I'm going to tell you about the good things. All right. Okay. So here it is, 12 o'clock on Thursday. And I realized I was really relieved. I was more relieved that I wasn't going to die. And I remember calling my buddy who was the one who inspired me to do it. And I said to him, I asked him how did he think about it? And it was similar. He said he didn't think too much about it. But so here it is, 12 o'clock. And now there's things you should do in between. Okay, you should definitely do a colonic. All right, when you finish, you should definitely do a colonic. All right. So when I did my colonic, then I took a bath, and so when I got out of the bathtub, all of a sudden, it was like my body woke up and it was just so energized. It felt like I was younger. It really did. It felt like I had something lifted off of my shoulders. My body just felt incredible. So one of the advantages to dry fasting, and this is a huge advantage because when you come up, it's different than coming off of water, which I'll explain in the next show. It is literally 2 hours later. Okay. Once you get your potassium back and you are really rolling. Okay. So, and Tracy, you noticed that, right?
Yes, I did. I noticed that once I came off and then took a shower or a bath, whatever it was I was going to do, is that I noticed that the body feels lighter, like it's rejuvenated.
Right.
Everything seems to want to work better, and that lasts for quite a while.
Right. Did you take a colonic?
I did. Yes,
okay,
I did the
you
colonic too.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, okay. There you
I
go.
did the whole thing with you.
Right.
Exactly. 3.5 days.
Yes. You was right here on the journey with me. This is why I'm having you on.
Yeah.
Because some people, one day is a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
So this is not something that you have to do. It's something you can do, and then the benefits would be absolutely beneficial. Okay. So the first thing is deciding. Okay. You have to decide, and you need to tell your body, getting ready to clean you out, boy.
Yep.
Hey, we're getting ready to clean you. I got a gift for you. Okay. We're getting ready to get clean. We're getting ready to feel good. And I want you to decide now, because I just decided for you. So you want to talk to your body. This gives you an opportunity to talk to your body, to talk to your mind. Okay, then it's committing. committing to it. I'm going to go to that place. Okay. Now, it's a trial and error type of thing. Okay.
Yes,
It is. It's a trial and error in the sense that, it's not until you get in there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
Yeah.
so there's always outside things. So this is something that when you decide to do it when you don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Okay. So like if you're off on the weekend, then do it on the weekend.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Now, so for me, okay, so after I did the first one, I realized that I was in a worried state. That it was my mind. You see, you are what you think about. I was thinking about Robinson Crusoe on the island dying in 3 days. Okay, because I had to. It was just something that it was in my mind. Okay, so then, gosh, it wasn't only 2 weeks later that I decided to do it again.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
And I did the 3.5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so much better because now if you want to accelerate it, if you can do exercise, that's the key.
Yeah.
If you can do exercise, and I mean walk or P90X like some of us. Okay. So all right, so here it is. I'm like, whoa, man, I'm gonna exercise. So what I did was the first day, I pretty much did the workout. The second day was a little bit harder. And the third day, I was weak. I only did 10 minutes after that or something like that. But so I'm sure what you want to know is how many pounds can you lose? Okay. In 3.5 days, I lost 20 pounds. When I did my 5.5 day, I lost 25 pounds.
Yep.
Okay. So next week, I'm planning on losing 20 pounds.
Yes.
We'll get rid of this.
I don't know about 20 pounds for me.
The old suit coat is like, okay, I need, okay, on the suit coat.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I'm this close. Okay. So now when you, just to let you know, as we're wrapping up here, when you lose if you lose 25 pounds, you're going to cut that in half. Okay. So, because you're going to gain back probably half on the water. All right. So you weigh yourself, see how much you lose, split that in half, and that's how much you will lose on a permanent basis. Now, it's a little bit different for everybody, but usually it's half. All right. So what I'll be doing next week is, and I'm not kidding, I'm going to work on 5 days. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean I'm going to get there, but I'm definitely committing to 5 days because Mikey wants to get back into a suit coat. Okay. I'm not far, but I'm far enough. Okay. So, Tracy, I want to thank you for being on here. Your input's always great. And of course, she's so much more beautiful than I am. And that's hard. It's a hard thing to admit. Mike is so beautiful. So I love you, sweetheart. I'll see you here in a minute.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So listen, we're going to be talking about the fasting more in part 2 today. And maybe might have a surprise for you. Please check out my first comedy character I brought out last night. Had a little bit of streaming issues, but you will be seeing President Mickey Bull again, as well as some of my other characters that I'm planning on bringing out. We're all here to have fun and to love each other. So when your mind is troubled, fill it with love. Fill it with love. Fill it with love. We'll see you next time. I'll be broadcasting, I think, about 6 Pacific, somewhere in that range. And we'll be ready again. Thank you and have a good day.